You know, it's cold. It's a good time of year for hot cocoa. And welcome back to Going Green here on Music Free Gaming. I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I am standing on top of my animal farm. I'm hoping that none of them decide that they are more equal than others. You gotta kind of watch out for those pigs. But aside from communist revolutions, I am here to start crafting chocolate. All the chocolate, all the time. Yes, it's going to happen, and it's going to start right here on top of the animal farm. That might keep them in line. And let's get started. The plan is to take, obviously you need bamboo logs, and you plant cocoa beans on them. Huzzah. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to build this up a little bit. Maybe the same height as those, maybe taller, maybe not, I don't know. And I'm going to use a gantry that's going to harvest cocoa off both sides of these logs. This side and this side. So, yeah, this should be all sorts of fun. And I've got a bunch of cocoa beans. I've got like 5 stacks plus because I harvested a bunch by hand. So we should be set and able to really preload this farm. All right, so let's get started. Ew. What's rain? I mean, farmers don't like rain, right? That's just not part of the farmer's gig, right? The rain and no, they like to just water everything by hand because that's... No, that's not true. Farmers love rain, but it's all dark and drippy and I'm out in it and that's less fun than it sounds. You know, that's just... I'm sorry, I live in a desert. I don't like rain. The wall of chocolate's in place. The harvester is going to ride a gantry that's going to start here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tap this power line right there. Now, the trick here, I hope, and it's very possible I just broke part of my mushroom farms, but that's okay. They'll restart. Okay, actually, I might have the gantry in the wrong place. Does it go? Oh, cool. Yeah, the fun part is actually climbing up here. Yeah, the gantry will go there. Okay, and it's because I have power, of course. Right, now I'm going to have to put in a clock that's going to stop that. So, yes, we'll figure that whole mess out, probably with this handy dandy clutch that will come down here, and we'll figure out the rest of this in a minute. All right, so here I am in free cam. Well, actually, there I am in free cam, but I've got the gantry running across this way. Lovely. Here's the machine, right? It's got harvesters here, which will run across all of these cocoa beans, and assuming I've done this right, we'll harvest the cocoa, the full pods, and replant them. And it's going to do this on both sides. So I suppose I should give that a test real quick. And then once I do that, I need to figure out where I'm going to put the storage for this thing to offload into. Because I don't think a PSI is going to be really the right way of doing this. I think I'm going to want a slightly different solution. But let's test this. All right, hit this switch and there it goes. Oh yeah, see, you can see it. It's harvesting the cocoa. And a few of those are just lucky enough to grow up right away. And it's going to come down to the end of the line. Awesome. And then when this gets power again, it'll come back. Now, if anything happened to grow in that time, it would harvest it again. But the idea is I'm going to send this off every couple of minutes, something like that. And then when it comes back here, then it can just sit and offload all of its stuff into some form of storage chutes or something, and I can drop that into the collection system. Well, the machine's all done. I had to replace the barrels with this Viridium, or basically anything that wasn't barrels. So everything got put into this vault over here. Okay, and the vault is draining down the chutes and into storage down below. Okay, that's great. And now I've got a sequence gear shift here. In fact, I think 25 was okay. I'm going to give it a little bit extra just to be sure. And all I need to do now is get a clock so this gets triggered set every couple of minutes, and we should be good to go. And there is a working hopper clock. Now, I do have a slight problem, is that I've got redstone on top of this tower, which means I'm going to have to maybe do a little something to hide that, but that's fine. I can make that work. The decorative stuff is fine. But I just went with a stack of things in this hopper clock, and that seems to be enough time for this to let some of these cocoa beans grow before it sends the harvester back in. Excuse me. At least the machine is working better than my ability to English. So, sweet. I think this is done. And definitely have plenty of cocoa. Let me go ahead and connect this into the storage system. And then we should be good to go. The rain is pouring down on my head because, well, rain just does that. But I also discovered that, hey, I have a little extra room over here. So I was able to move my clock back and finish this pillar up and make it do cool things, and which is awesome because then it means I can, you know, fill out some of this this cool stuff. And I could even put the right blocks in place. Okay, admittedly, that's probably the hardest part of this build, but we'll get all of this in, and then I get to do some fun stuff with this cocoa. Because now that I've got cocoa getting farmed, I can start actually making chocolates. And chocolate is the bomb. Also, how to polish deep slate walls. So, cool. I'm going to finish this up real quick, and then let's go take a look at what we could do with chocolate. So here's the fun. Chocolate is a weird beast, okay? Chocolate, you make sugar, you feed sugar, cocoa beans, and milk into a basin, and it spits out chocolate. But you have to heat it. So blaze burners are awesome, but I picked this spot next to the cows for two reasons. One, it's next to the cows and it just seems to make sense. But right above me here is my lava farm. So I can pull lava right down here into some sort of system to fill lava buckets, and then I could grab those and feed them into anything potentially over here that I need to cook. And I have a lot of foods that actually are going to require cooking. So I think this is just going to be the very first of the cooked foods that are going to happen to grow out right along this area here. This is the basic setup of the machine. Now, obviously, I've got a little bit more that needs to happen, but we'll put sugar and cocoa beans out these tunnels. I'm going to pull them in here through the main storage system. This guy I need to set up so that it does synchronized input. So that way it won't just fill this up with sugar and then I can't get cocoa beans in, or vice versa. So that'll load it into the basin. I'll run milk in the back, and I'll run cocoa out here. Right? Awesome. So that seems like a fun thing to do. So now I think it's time to wire all of this stuff up, get all the plumbing in place, and we should be good to go. And here's the finished machine. So the magic with this is this smart fluid pipe thing. So the idea here is that this is getting filled up with milk and eventually sugar and cocoa beans, and I'm going to fall down. Yeah, so it's going to get filled with sugar and cocoa beans, but also milk. But without this, it could just pump the milk right down the line towards the chocolate, and you can't have that. So all I have to do now is if I connect this little bit of storage, there, now you can see the sugar and cocoa beans are coming out. And yes, there's the mixture goes, the cocoa is flowing. So, oh yeah, this is great. Now the delay you're seeing is the time it takes the milk to pump back in here and fill this thing up and to drain the chocolate out. But there it is. There's the chocolate machine. I've got one thing I'm missing from this machine, is that's something to fuel this blaze burner. Okay? Right now it's going because I shoved a lava bucket at it. But now I need to tap the lava farm up above and figure out a nice way to run lava buckets and feed anything I've got coming up around here that's going to need fuel. We are now fully operational. Got the lovely spout from the lava farm up there, and I've set up this big flippin' ring going all the way around this room with lava buckets. And here's my mechanical arm. Just like over in the steam factory, this will grab empty buckets, or grab lava buckets to charge the dealy bob there, put the empties back in this barrel, and then they get fed off back down the line. So we are good to go. This thing is just going to run now until I get chocolate, or until I fill the chocolate over there, or until I run out of milk. You know, whichever comes first. But I think at this point, it's now time to get some decorations in. Now that I've got all of the chocolate being made, I have so many chocolate-based foods I could make. I've got like chocolate bars and hot cocoa and chocolate pie and chocolate-covered berries. So maybe even chocolate chip cookies. Well, we'll see. But let's see where we get and enjoy the hot chocolatey goodness. The first thing I'm going to make here is some hot cocoa. Now this stuff, aside from clearing one harmful effect, it's basically going to take 5 ingredients. It's an empty bottle, a bottle of milk, some sugar, and 2 cocoa beans. And then you throw them on a mixer. So, okay, so this shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to set up over here and let's get some hot cocoa going. You know, it's cold. It's a good time of year for hot cocoa. Oh, boy. But, oh, hello, horse. This is what happens. I stop to look at something and I end up with a dead horse in my face. You ever end up with a dead horse in your face? It's not nearly as pleasant as it sounds, okay? And, you know, I don't know that it actually sounds that pleasant, but, you know, sometimes that's just where life takes you, is you just end up with a dead horse in your face. This is why my builds take so long. It's just I keep forgetting to get things and I end up running back and forth for 10 minutes while I get stuff. I don't know if you have this problem, but this is definitely a problem I have, and it may in fact be because I'm like 1,000 years old. But someday I may overcome this, but today is not that day. Now, in theory, mind you, this is all set up to make hot cocoa. So we've got the blaze burner going, we've got our output, everything's going to go into the mixer. I just have to connect this to the storage network. So that should pop out, and here we get mixy, and what we get is, there it is, hot cocoa and extra glass bottles, which is fine, because they'll just get dumped right back into the storage. Oh, beautiful, it works. It works. I love it when things work. Here, let's get some celebratory hot cocoa, because again, it's delicious, and oh, hot cocoa for days. Ah, yummy, yummy. All right, hot cocoa is delicious. Cool. So now it's time to set all of this stuff up and set the output into the main system, and we should be good to go. And there it is, all prettied up. And it stopped running because I already have all of the hot cocoa I need. This machine kicked it out fast, which is awesome. So now I think the next thing to make, how about some chocolate bars? That chocolate bars sound good to me. Let's go make some chocolate bars. I got thinking about where I wanted to put the chocolate bars and actually the chocolate pie and the berries. I've got these sections of wall, right? This is the main entrance to this area. I think I'm going to put an elevator going up, something like that. But I got to thinking, why not put them in these walls, similar to what I've got down there? I think it'll just be a cool little, hey, you're walking into the the factory, and you can see some of the chocolate being made in addition to whatever's happening down there. So that's the plan. So let's get to it. So step one for this next major project, or all the chocolate, is I need to pump the chocolate, all this liquid chocolate, out of here, down this pipe, right through here, and all the way up through this guy, up into this basin up here. And then this is going to smash the liquid chocolate into bars. But I have to power all of that. So let's get up there and get some power going. Wow, this is going to be expensive, but expensive and stupid. If that doesn't describe everything I'm doing today, I don't know what does. But hey, I can deal with expensive and stupid when it all works. Okay, totally knew that was going to work. Absolutely, totally knew that that was going to work. The machine is done. You see I've got chocolate there. Got a mechanical press hitting this basin. Chocolate bars will go through this, into the chute, into this barrel. All I have to do is turn that on. And there it goes. I even have the control system set. So this sucker will theoretically turn off once all of this chocolate starts hitting the storage, which it's not yet. So let me go ahead and stop this for a minute and connect this to my main storage, and then it's all done but the decorating. You know, you'd think chocolate would be a little bit less noisy. All right, let's get, well, I guess it's less noisy. I didn't quite mean it that way, but okay. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to insult the chocolate. I really didn't, but I guess it's done making chocolate. Cool. This next area is going to be fun. What I'm going to put here is chocolate pies and chocolate covered berries. Now it turns out it's basically the same way for both of them, right? So for chocolate pie, you just take a pie crust, spout here. You take a pie crust and you fill it with chocolate. All right, cool. And with chocolate glazed berries, you just run berries across and spout chocolate on it. Okay, so I'm going to use the same machine for both, and it's going to be cool. So let's get this sucker built. Oh, we are set. Look at that. The chocolate is now filling up chocolate pies. It's glazing our sweet berries. Oh, this machine is set. And super simple, because all you need is a spout. So now it's just a matter of decorating the thing, and then this one is done. So there we go. We've got our two machines. There's our chocolate maker, our glazed berries and chocolate pie maker. Oh, we are rocking. We're starting to actually make finished foods, and this is fabulous. And that is gonna do it for the episode today. Oh, this has been so much fun playing with all of this chocolate, and you know what? I may have to go find some chocolate, but it's been great. If you had fun, if you like chocolate, like the video too, and subscribe, and you know, all the good stuff. And until next time, be excellent to each other. And this is Music Free Gaming signing off.